The cockpit voice recorder is one of the most important but haunting remains from a plane crash. One of two parts that make up the aircraft's black box, the cockpit voice recorder captures conversations and alarms on doomed planes to help investigators determine what went wrong. But while those recordings are essential, they are often hard to listen to. Here are some of the most chilling last words from the cockpit that capture panic, confusion, and sometimes acceptance from the flight crew in the final moments before some of history's most infamous crashes. Pakistan Flight 8303. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought air travel to a virtual halt, but 2020 was not without deadly crashes. And one of the worst was the crash of Pakistan International Airlines Flight 8303 in Karachi in May. 97 people on board were killed, but incredibly, 2 people survived when the plane lost 2 engines and crashed into a residential area after multiple attempts to land at Jinnah International Airport. A transmission of the pilot's final exchange with air traffic control indicated he knew the Airbus A320 was having engine trouble. "We are returning back, sir. We have lost 2 engines," the pilot said, according to an English transcript. "Sir, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Pakistan 8303. Then the transmission ended. Survivor Mohammed Zubair told reporters the last thing he heard before the crash was the pilot telling passengers over the intercom they were experiencing engine trouble, and the landing would be troublesome. Lion Air Flight 610. One of the worst recent aviation tragedies was the mysterious crash of a Lion Air flight into the Java Sea off Indonesia in October 2018. All 189 people on board died when the plane crashed after a short and erratic flight. The incident was the first of 2 fatal accidents involving the new Boeing MAX 8 aircraft. 6 months after the crash, sources close to the investigation revealed contents of the cockpit voice recordings, which captured the pilots trying to understand why the plane was flying erratically. The sources said the captain, who was flying the plane, asked the first officer to check the plane's handbook for checklists for abnormal events. For the next 9 minutes, the pilots remained calm as they tried to control the plane. In the last seconds before the crash, the Indian-born captain was silent, and the first officer from Indonesia said, "Allahu Akbar," or "God is the greatest." Pacific Southwest Flight 182. In September 1978, Pacific Southwest Airlines, PSA Flight 182, collided with a Cessna light aircraft as it was descending and about to land at Lindbergh Field, now San Diego International Airport. There were 135 people killed on the Pacific Southwest plane, 2 on the Cessna and 7 on the ground. The subsequent investigation revealed that the accident occurred when the PSA crew lost sight of the Cessna and failed to inform air traffic control. The cockpit voice recording captures the sound of the collision and the crew's response in the final 20 seconds before the crash. "Captain, what have we got here?" First officer, "We're hit, man, we are hit." "Tower, we're going down. This is PSA." Seconds later, the captain speaks again. "This is it, baby." The last haunting words recorded before the crash were, "Brace yourself. Ma, I love you." Air France Flight 447. All 228 passengers and crew died when Air France Flight 4447 from Rio de Janeiro to Paris plunged belly first into the Atlantic Ocean in June 2009. For years, the cause of the crash, the worst in Air France's history, remained a mystery. Cockpit recordings would later reveal chaos in the cockpit as technical problems with the A330 were compounded by the fact that the experienced pilot was asleep, leaving a rookie in charge as issues emerged with the tools measuring the plane's airspeed and altitude. By the time the captain returned to the cockpit, the plane was stalling, and it was too late. "We're going to crash! It's not true! But what's happening?" First Officer David Robert yelled as rookie co-pilot Pierre-Cedric Bonin struggled to control the plane. As a series of alarms blared, someone said, "We're dead." Captain Marc Dubois spoke last. 10 degrees pitch, he said. 2 seconds later, the plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Brazil at 200 kilometers per hour. United Airlines Flight 93. United Airlines Flight 93 was one of 4 commercial planes hijacked by Al-Qaeda terrorists on September 11, 2001. The flight had taken off from Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, bound for San Francisco, with 44 people on board, including 4 hijackers. Flight 93 crashed in an empty field in Pennsylvania. It was the only one of the planes hijacked on 9/11 that did not reach its intended target. The 9/11 Commission concluded that the hijackers crashed the plane to prevent passengers and crew from taking back control. The cockpit recording captured demands from the terrorists who stormed the cockpit and pleas for mercy from the flight crew. The very final words were in Arabic. "Give it to me," repeated 8 times, followed by the phrase, "Allah is the greatest," repeated over and over before the crash. The last words from a member of the crew were, "Down, push, 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 push." We hope you found these stories captivating. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.